भी नहीं, नहीं चेक अभी तो नहीं है। हाँ अभी गया है, चल रहा था, चला गया। Yeah, sorry. Let us start with the next question now. See, the gas is heated from 127 degrees to 427 degrees. Find the fraction of gas escaped in an open vessel. It's very important to understand, students, whenever there is an open vessel. Okay, open vessel means it is just like a, you know, vessel where gas is filled, but it is not covered by anything, and then you are heating it, right? In open vessel, always consider that the pressure and volume are constant because it is a vessel. Vessel, it is like a pressure cooker जिसका कोई ऊपर से आपने ढक्कन नहीं लगाया, तो क्या होगा? वॉल्यूम तो सेम रहेगा, प्रेशर भी सेम रहेगा because you are not varying the pressure of a gas by any means. So it is only the temperature and number of moles which varies. So we can say that here PV is equal to nRT, and here this is constant, this is constant. Okay, R is constant. So we can say from this that T is inversely proportional to N. So only temperature is dependent on number of moles. So therefore T1 by T2 is equal to N2 by N1. So ये ध्यान दें. Okay. And we know that T1 by T2 कितना है given है. Let us find N2 in terms of N1. So I can say N2 will be equal to T1 by T2 in terms of N1. So T1 given is 127 degrees centigrade, right? So उसको 273 add कर दो. So we are getting this as 300 kelvins. Sorry, 400 kelvins. We are getting it as 400 kelvins. T2 is given as 427 plus 273. So we are getting this as 700 kelvins. Correct? So we have 300 kelvins and 700 kelvins. So T1 is 400 and T2 is 700 kelvins into N1. So it is 4 by 7 times of N1. Correct? So itna gas, this much is the gas remaining beta. After heating, this much is the gas remaining. N2 or the number of moles remaining. How many moles escaped? Number of moles escaped will be equal to N1 minus N2. N2 was the initial number of moles. N2 are the gas. N2 are the moles left out. So N1 minus 4 by 7 N1. So which is 3 N1 by 7 or 3 by 7 N1. These are the number of moles of gas escaped. So this much, that is the number of moles of gas escaped. Fraction kitna hoga? Fraction of gas escaped. Fraction of gas escaped will be equal to number of moles escaped divided by total number of moles. So N1 cancel ho jayega. So 3 by 7 fraction. So 3 by 7 is the fraction of gas which has escaped away from the vessel. Got it? So these type of questions will be asked where you are supposed to relate with the uh, fraction of gases. Okay, make a note, everybody. Any doubt in there? You can ask me. Finished? Faster.
7 minutes.
Hmm. Done, everyone? Let's see the next question. Find density of the gas, if molecular mass of air is 29 grams, sorry, 30 is 30 gram per mole, and pressure given is 0.8 0.82 atm 0.82 atm at temperature 27 degrees centigrade. Got it. So for this case, you have to find the density. So clearly you can make out that density of a gas to be calculated, pressure is given, molar mass is given, and temperature is given. Volume nahi diya hai. Volume is not given, but molar mass is given. Then how do we solve it? See, we know that PV is equal to nRT. I can write P is equal to N into RT by V. Number of moles can be written as weight by molar mass into volume into R and T. And what will now become weight by density? Weight by volume, sorry. Weight by volume is density. So it is density of a gas into RT by molar mass. Therefore, the same PV is equal to nRT formula can also be written as PM is equal to DRT. ठीक है, ये याद कर लेना. So formula can be written in this way or it can be written in this way. PM is equal to DRT. So here density is unknown to us. So density is equal to PM by RT. So pressure is 0.82 into molar mass is 30 divided by R value. We know that it is 0.0821 into temperature is 27 degrees. अच्छा 27 degrees कितना होता है बेटा? 27 degrees means 27 plus 273, which is 300 Kelvin. So it is 300 kelvins. So we can see that from here, I can write this 0 will get cancelled. 0.82 divided by, इसको भी मैं 0.82 लिख सकता हूँ, तो into 10 आ जाएगा यहाँ पर, और 3 कैंसिल हो जाएगा. So this will be 10 into 10. So ये दोनों भी कैंसिल हो गए, ये भी कैंसिल हो गया, तो क्या बन गया ये 1 gram per ml, right? Approximately this has become 1 gram per ml. Clear everybody? Sir.
सर डी गैस बाय डी एस इंटू आर टी के नीचे क्या लिखा है डिनोमिनेटर में?
क्या बेटा ये वाला?
सर डी गैस
एम
आर टी
मोलार मास, कैपिटल M मोलार मास ऑफ द गैस.
ओके सर.
Done everybody?
यस सर.
The next important application of ideal gas is Dalton's law of partial pressures. It's known as Dalton's law of partial pressures. See students, what does Dalton's law states? Dalton's law tells us that suppose if at all I have mixture of gases, कि एक कंटेनर है जिसमें काफी सारे गैसेस है, लाइक A, B, C, D, E, ये सारे गैसेस है. Okay, then the total pressure exerted by these gases, total pressure exerted will be equal to sum of the pressures of individual gases. इस तरीके से, राइट? जितने सारे गैसेस होंगे उतने सारों का सम. So total pressure of a gas will always be equal to sum of the partial pressures. For example, air. Air में क्या क्या है बेटा? In air we have oxygen, nitrogen, carbon dioxide. We have some amount of helium gas, argon. Correct? Right? थोड़ा सा थोड़ा सा sulfur dioxide है, थोड़ा सा nitrogen dioxide है. So many mixture of gases are present in air also. है ना? So if I want to calculate the total pressure of the air, I have to add the individual pressures of all the gases. Then I'll get the total pressure of the air. Same way here also, if you have A, B, C, D, E, F, all different gases, the total pressure of the gases will be equal to sum of the partial pressures. So ये जो PA, PB लिखा है ना मैंने, PA and PB, these are called the partial pressures. Partial pressures or pressure of A. अगर B के लिए लिखोगे तो partial pressure of B and so on. So we know these are the partial pressures. Now students, देखो ये सब कुछ है तो एक ही कंटेनर में ना, ये सारे के सारे एक ही कंटेनर में. Now PA को हम लोग कैसे लिख सकते हैं? PA is equal to NA into RT by V लिख सकता हूँ. वॉल्यूम और टेम्परेचर तो कांस्टेंट है. For example, the air which we are feeling right now, whatever the air you are feeling or I am feeling, right? उसमें क्या ऐसे फील हो रहा है कि टेम्परेचर किसी का ज्यादा है कम है? नहीं ना. All we are feeling is just air, correct? And we feel the air as if कि चाहे वो ऑक्सीजन से आ जाए या नाइट्रोजन से आ जाए, टेम्परेचर तो सेम. And as long as it is closed in one particular room, the volume is always constant. So this temperature and volume are always constant for this. Only number of moles are different. So partial pressure of B will be number of moles of B into RT by V. And partial pressure of C will be number of moles of C RT by V. इस तरह से आप D, E सबके लिए डिफाइन कर सकते हो. And what about the total pressure beta? Total pressure is sum total of all the gases in terms of their number of moles. ऐसे सारों का number of moles that multiplied by RT by V. ये हो गया total pressure. So if I equate these two ना बेटा, P total is equal to PA plus PB plus and so on. Here, what will I get? It implies that PA देखो क्या लिख सकते हैं हम लोग यहाँ पर. So PA is this one, P total is this one. So I can say अगर मैंने इसका रेशियो लिया PA by PB, P total, what do I get? NART by V, that whole divided by NA plus NB plus NC and O whole total into RT by V. ध्यान से देखना यहाँ पे RT by V न्यूमरेटर में भी है, RT by V डिनोमिनेटर में. That will get cancelled. We'll have Na by Na plus Nb plus Nc and so on. What is this? It is nothing but mole fraction of A. So from here we can say partial pressure of A is equal to mole fraction of A into total pressure. And उसी तरीके से हम लोग लिख सकते हैं partial pressure of B is equal to mole fraction of B into total pressure, and partial pressure of C will be mole fraction of C into total pressure and so on. That's how we can relate partial pressure and total pressure. Clear everybody? Dalton's law, two important things here. One is the sum total of all the pressures. Second thing, partial pressure of individual gas is equal to mole fraction into total pressure. Okay? I guess all of you understood that. चलो ये formulas note करो, we'll do a problem based on this. Done, students. Let's see the question now. If air contains, sorry, if air contains 44 grams of carbon dioxide, right? 44 grams of carbon dioxide and 128 grams of oxygen and 56 grams of nitrogen. Find the partial pressure of carbon dioxide if total pressure is 280. Do it. Simple question. Use the above formula, that's all. Total pressure is already given, right? We need, if we know total pressure, if you know the total pressure, we just need mole fraction to calculate the partial pressure. So all we need to do is this: partial pressure of carbon dioxide is equal to mole fraction of carbon dioxide into total pressure. Mole fraction of carbon dioxide is number of moles of carbon dioxide divided by number of moles of O2 plus number of moles of N2 plus number of moles of carbon dioxide. So how do we calculate number of moles of O2? Weight divided by molecular weight. What is the weight of oxygen given? Keep doing with me, okay? We will not waste much time on waiting to write. So 128 ग्राम्स दिया है और एक ऑक्सीजन कितना होता है बेटा? 32 ना. O2, हम लोग गैस का मतलब O2 होता है, नॉट ऑक्सीजन. 1 O2 molecule is 32 grams. ठीक है? So therefore you can see this is 32. This is 32 divided by 16, correct? So which means it is 2 moles. Sorry, 4 moles. 8 N. So this is 4 moles. And what about number of moles here? Number of moles of N2 here. N2 is given as 56 divided by molar mass is 28. Because 1 nitrogen is 14, 2 nitrogen, N2 gas is 28. So that is 2 moles. And what about carbon dioxide? 44 by 44. How much moles we are getting? 1 mole. So I think now you can solve the rest, everybody. Calculate the mole fraction, find the partial pressure. So jaldi karo. Very good, Shraddha. So we'll get this as 2 by 7, 18. Yes, this is clear, everybody. So partial pressure is a very simple deal. Okay. 2 by 7, no, beta? No. You have to multiply that with partial pressure, total pressure also. 1 by 7 is mole fraction. 1 by 7 multiplied by 2. Right, so I guess all of you got that. Next important application from gaseous law, right? Gas law is the Graham's law of Graham's law of diffusion or effusion. Graham's law of diffusion or effusion. See students, suppose I have, let's say this is a small perfume bottle. Okay, this is a perfume bottle and this is a room. एक room है जिसमें perfume bottle and you are standing here. ठीक है? The minute we open the perfume bottle, the minute we open the opener, so the vapors of the perfume will start moving, isn't it? Within no time, it will reach to our nose and we can smell the fragrance, correct? Is that clear, everybody? I hope all of you understood the scenario, what I'm talking about. Here, what is happening? This as a vapor or a gas, इसको हम लोग vapor की तरह treat कर सकते हैं या gas की तरह treat कर सकते हैं, that it is trying to occupy the entire space available, isn't it? रूम में जितना स्पेस है हर जगह पे वो जाके स्प्रेड करना चाहता है इस तरीके से. It will try to spread it, right? So this ability to spread the gas is called as diffusion. So ability to occupy available volume is diffusion. We call this as diffusion. Okay. So when the gas spreads on its own, na beta, we call it as diffusion. Okay, whether it is good smell, bad smell, everywhere, if the gases are spreading, that is when we say it is undergoing diffusion. Okay, correct. Now effusion is what? Effusion is conditional. Effusion ऐसा है कि same, instead of a room, now imagine like this here, and in the room I made a small hole here. I made a small hole here, correct? Here, and now I have a deodorant bottle here. एक deodorant bottle है अपने पास, and deodorant bottle will have some liquid gas inside. थोड़ा सा liquid और gas होता है inside, correct? Now the minute we try to open it up, तो वो fizz out होता है ना, gases will try to fizz out, correct? Now here assume it is vacuum. Here assume it is vacuum. तो अब जैसे ही fizz out करोगे काफी सारा गैस बाहर आ जाएगा इस तरीके से, and you are making a small pinhole in it, because आप देखोगे कि deodorant bottle में छोटा सा पिन ही होता है. Why small pin? Why not big pin? We want gas to only flow from one direction. Suppose it is a small pin, we want gas to travel only in one direction. ठीक है, यहाँ का air आके अंदर नहीं आना चाहिए. We don't want air to come inside. That's why we are not trying to allow the air. We are trying to stop the air from coming inside. That's why we keep it a small hole. हम लोग चाहते हैं कि वो होल में से सिर्फ अंदर वाला गैस बाहर आए, बाहर का गैस अंदर ना आना चाहिए. ठीक है. सो एफ्यूजन इज यूनिडायरेक्शन, मतलब एफ्यूजन हमेशा एक डायरेक्शन में होता है. डिफ्यूजन क्या है, हर जगह हो रहा है ना. सी डिफ्यूजन में कैसा है, इधर भी जा रहा है गैस, इधर भी जा रहा है, इधर भी जा रहा है, इधर भी जा रहा है, हर तरफ जा रहा है. सो डिफ्यूजन इज मल्टी डायरेक्शन, but effusion is unidirection. Effusion happens in only one direction, like this. Clear? Understand that effusion is spreading of gas through small pinhole into vacuum. Almost it is as if right hand side वैक्यूम जैसा सिनेरियो है जिसमें आपको गैस आ रहा है. इसी के लिए हम लोग डिओड्रेंट बॉटल्स वी टेक इट एट अ वेरी हाई प्रेशर. अंदर काफी हाई प्रेशर होता है कि बाहर के प्रेशर से कंपेयर करोगे तो काफी ज्यादा प्रेशर होना चाहिए. सो वी से For effusion, high pressure difference is required. High pressure difference should be required. For diffusion, no pressure difference required. क्या आप सेम रूम में हो तो यहाँ पर उतना ही प्रेशर है जितना बॉटल, डिओड्रेंट बॉटल में या परफ्यूम बॉटल में है. So therefore, diffusion does not require any pressure, but effusion definitely requires pressure. Okay. No matter whether it is effusion or diffusion, rate of effusion ho or diffusion, or effusion, rate will always be proportional to one surface area. How much amount of area through which the gas is coming. जितना ज़्यादा area रहेगा उतना ज़्यादा gas आने लगेगा. So that is the one. Second, speed, average speed of the particle. Speed ज़्यादा है to be gas will reach faster, so rate will be more. Third, number of particles per unit volume, which is density. ठीक है. Rate हमेशा ये तीनों factors पे depend करता है बेटा. Area, cross sectional area. So cross sectional area means the small area through which the gas is coming. Okay, that is the one. Second, average speed through which the particle is moving. कोई gas हो सकता है बहुत fast move कर रहा हो, कोई gas हो सकता है slow move कर रहा हो. That is the average speed. N by V means density in which gas is stored. देखो एक नया deodorant bottle लेते हो तो gas एकदम जल्दी आ जाता है बाहर, because उसका मोल पर डेंसिटी, नंबर ऑफ मोल्स पर वॉल्यूम बहुत ज्यादा है, डेंसिटी ज्यादा है इनसाइड. आप थोड़े दिन यूज करोगे तो उसमें से गैस कम आएगा, हवा ज्यादा आएगा, करेक्ट, मतलब लिक्विड गैस कम आएगा. और आप देखोगे कि थोड़े दिन के बाद आप कितना भी उसको फिज आउट करने की कोशिश करो, कुछ नहीं आता, बिकॉज देयर इज नो प्रेशर, विच मीन्स द मोल्स पर वॉल्यूम इज लेस. ठीक है, दीज आर मेन फैक्टर्स ऑन विच रेट डिपेंड्स ऑन. एंड इफ यू राइट दिस सेम रेट in terms of all of these factors, number of moles by volume को मैं pressure और temperature के terms में convert कर सकता हूँ, because PV is equal to nRT and N by V is equal to P by RT, right? So N by V is proportional to P by T. So if I take this and U average का भी एक dependency है, सारे dependencies अगर consider करेंगे, so we will get a value something like this, that some constant into pressure into area under root of temperature into molar mass. Rate depends this way. K is some constant. So here K is some constant. A is the cross-sectional area. Cross-sectional area. And M is the molar mass of the gas. Molar mass. इसको डिराइव करने की जरूरत नहीं है, आपको डायरेक्टली यहीं से यूज करना. And most of the time in question, students, at least for your NCERT level, area is always taken constant, temperature is always taken constant. So what will be the formula now? R1 by R2 will be equal to P1 by P2 under root of M2 by M1. This is typically the formula which we'll be using comparing two gases. Comparing rates of two gases, comparing rates of two gases at constant temperature and cross-sectional area. So remember to use this formula most of the time. In fact, अभी तक KVPY में जो भी questions पूछा गया है, P1, P2 भी constant लिया गया है, same pressure. So rate only depends upon the molar mass. ठीक है? Make a note everybody, Graham's law of diffusion. Those who have finished, read the question. I said a gas diffuses 4 times lesser than that of H2. So suppose अगर R1 H2 gas का है, so 1/4 will be the rate of the other gas. So based on that, you have to figure out what will be the molecular weight of the gas. Let's say R of H2 is X. And R of unknown gas, U means unknown gas. Unknown gas is 1/4 times that of X. And molecular mass of H2 is 2. And molecular mass of unknown gas is how much? Pressure of H2 and pressure of unknown gas is given same. So can I write this? R of H2 by R of unknown gas is equal to under root of molar mass of U by molar mass of H2. That's it. Substitute that. X divided by X by 4 is equal to under root of molecular mass of U divided by 2. So x cancel हो जाएगा. 4 is equal to under root of molecular mass of unknown gas by 2. Square कर दो. Mu by 2 is equal to 16. So molecular mass of unknown gas is how much? 32. So when molecular mass of unknown gas is 32, correct? Then it will be 4 times lesser than that of hydrogen. So obviously जिसका molar mass कम रहेगा बेटा वो जल्दी डिफ्यूज हो जाएगा. जिसका मोलर मास ज्यादा रहेगा वो डिफ्यूजन कम करेगा. Okay, all of you got that? This question. Imagine a cylindrical container. From one end we are sending ammonia gas. From the other end we are sending HCl gas. Okay, from one end we are sending ammonia gas, the other end we are sending HCl gas. The total distance for this is 100 centimeters. Okay, question asked is find the distance from ammonia where first white fumes of ammonium chloride forms. White fumes of ammonium chloride forms, which means NH3 plus HCl दोनों react करके NH4Cl बनाएंगे. This will be white fumes. So where does this form? ये कहाँ पे होता है ये हमको बताना. So see students, to learn this type of questions, first you need to know rate can be written in many different forms. Rate can be written as volume occupied by time taken. Rate ऐसे लिखते हैं ना. Usually rate means what? Speed ना. Speed के अगर कोई machine one dimension पे जा रहा है तो we say the distance covered by time taken. Correct? अगर कोई gas concentration change कर रहा है so we say change in concentration per time taken. अगर कोई pressure change हो रहा है, so we say pressure change per time taken. If the volume is occupying over some time, we say volume occupied per time taken. So rate can be expressed in many forms. Rate is nothing but speed. So speed can be expressed in many different forms, and this is one form, volume per time. So volume occupied per time taken. See, volume can also be written as area of cross section into length occupied per time taken. And because this is a tube, ट्यूब में गैस एक तरफ ऐसे जा रहा है और इधर से गैस दूसरा आ रहा है, सो इट इज लाइक दे आर कवरिंग सम लेंथ, है ना, बोथ ऑफ देम आर कवरिंग सम लेंथ. Area of cross section is constant, so therefore I can say here rate can be written as almost length covered per unit time. अब सोचो बेटा, यहां से अमोनिया और NH3 both of them are starting at same time, and let's say both will meet at one point. Let us say this is the point where both of them are meeting, and I'm saying from ammonia to this distance, let this be x. What will be the distance from HCl? It will be 100 minus x. This means is the distance covered. So can I say that rate of ammonia will be equal to length covered by ammonia per unit time. Rate of HCl will be length covered by HCl per unit time. Rate covered by ammonia is how much? X by T. Rate covered by HCl is how much? 100 minus X by T. So we got the rates already. Now rates can be related in terms of molar mass according to Gram's law. So I can say rate of NH3 divided by rate of HCl is equal to under root of molar mass of HCl divided by molar mass of NH3. Obviously this is at constant pressure. दोनों का pressure almost same है. Nothing is mentioned means it is at constant pressure. So at constant pressure both of them are moving. So now I can write this as 100 x by T multiplied by 100 minus x by T whole equal to under root of molar mass of HCl. HCl का molar mass कितना होता है? Chlorine is 35.5, hydrogen is 1, so it is 36.5. So this is around 36.5 divided by molar mass of ammonia. Ammonia is 70, so this divided by 70. Correct? Clear everybody? So this is how much we will get. So TT will get cancelled. It is x by 100 minus x is equal to, you can see this is very close to 2 point something because 17 goes almost 2 times. 34 आएगा, 34 point something रहेगा, which means 2 point something. So it will be under root of 2 point some 3 or something like that, which is very close to 1.5 because root 2 का value है 1.414. So I'm taking close to 1.5 approximately. I'm just approximating that. So x is equal to 1.5 into 100 minus x. Correct? So if I take this to the other end, I will get this as 2.5x is equal to 150. So x is equal to 150 divided by 2.5. So which is 1500 by 25. So this goes 300 divided by 5 times, and this goes around 60. मतलब 60 centimeters. So you can imagine students कि ये almost 60 centimeters from ammonia and 40 centimeters from NHCl both will meet. ये x का जो value है that is around 60 centimeters and 100 minus x का value है around 40 centimeters. Both will come and meet at that point and make a chemical reaction. वहाँ पे white fumes आएगा. Okay, it's a very important application in industries. ठीक है, कोल माइंस में ऐसे ही ऑपरेट करते हैं. कोल माइंस में जहां पे कोल निकालना होता है पहले गैसेस सेंड करेंगे. ओके, फर्स्ट इंजीनियर्स विल सेंड द गैस विल गो एंड टच द सरफेस एंड कम बैक. दे विल मेजर द टाइम कि गैस कितने देर में गया है, कितने देर में वापस आया है. उसके बेसिस पे उनको समझ में आ गया कहाँ पे होल्स है, राइट, कहाँ पे डिग करना चाहिए, कहाँ पे डिग नहीं करना चाहिए. गॉट इट? Even the uranium extraction, gold extraction, Any extraction processes are done on the basis of Gram's law. They will measure how far we can go, where are the gases leaking. Okay, कहीं से कोई gas आ रहा है, we will calculate its pressure and how much time it must have taken. We will recognize are there any harmful gases inside or not. Okay, even extraction of natural gas, extraction of natural gas from oceans and seas, all of that follows the similar strategies, similar formulas. So Graham's law is very, very useful, as an engineer's point of view. So please make a note, everybody. Anyone has a doubt, they can ask me. Janvi, any doubt, Beta?
No.
Please make a note. This chapter has a huge advantage, students, for two reasons. One, it has high uh, weightage for JE, for NEET, as well as KVP. That is the first aspect. Second thing, the same chapter you learn in physics also as kinetic theory of gases. Okay? So which means in physics also you will have similar formulas. Again you will have enough weightage. तो एक बार आप अच्छे से पढ़ लोगे, इसको सॉल्विंग समझ जाओगे इसके, तो आपको दोनों चैप्टर्स में एडवांटेज, दोनों सब्जेक्ट में एडवांटेज. Similar question you will get from chemistry point of view, similar question you will get from physics point of view. Check. And with the solving. अंजलि समझ में आ रहा है बेटा? Last thing you will see is kinetic theory of gases. Kinetic theory of gases. The derivation part, how it is used, ये सब आप physics में करोगे. In chemistry, it is merely an application which is needed. So directly I'll put the formulas here. So make a note. See, for any ideal gas, okay, if there is any ideal gas here, we can relate pressure, volume in terms of their speed also. And how do we relate that? It will be 1 by 3 mn c square, m capital N c square, right? M is the mass of a single gas particle, mass of a gas particle, mass of a gas particle, n is the total number of particles, total number of gas particles, right? And c is the root mean square speed, root mean square speed. अभी के लिए फॉर्मूला समझना है आपको. m represents mass, n represents total number of particles, c represents root mean square, right? Here c represents, under root of, ठीक है, root mean square means under root of कितने सारे particles, सॉरी इधर ऐसे, under root of u1 square plus u2 square plus u3 square and so on up to un square. These are all the root mean square. Mean matlab by n number, no? By n. If you do that, this is what we call it as root mean square. Okay, इसको अगर अभी आप स्क्वायर करोगे, right, so you will see this as u1 square plus u2 square plus u3 square and so on up to un square. Clear? Right, everybody? ऐसे ये अंडर रूट अंदर है, ये इस तरीके से. So this is c. I hope all of you understood that. u1 u2 is what? Speed of each and every particle. u1 is the speed of particle 1, gas particle 1, of a particle 1. वैसे ही u2 means speed of gas particle 2. Obviously we cannot find it individually हर एक gas particle कैसे move कर रहा है, we can only average out, and this is the average c which we are talking about. Okay, the same can be related with respect to kinetic energy as 3 by 2 into PV. यही हम लोग रिलेट करेंगे, तो we will get this as 3 by 2 PV, and PV is equal to nRT, so we write it as 3 by 2 into RT. This is for one particle, 1 mole. So 1 mole of gas have average kinetic energy equal to 3 by 2 RT. And if you take n moles of a gas, kinetic energy total will be equal to 3 by 2 nRT. बस ये हमारा ये important formula. Make a note of this formula, students. Kinetic energy is equal to 3 by 2 nRT. Students, I'll upload the assignments along with this gaseous state class notes. All right. So complete that. Those who are finished can leave now. Okay, guys, I'll close the session now. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Okay, bye.
Bye, sir. Thank you, sir.
Bye, beta.
Thank you, sir. Bye.
Bye, beta.